Hey guys, back with another video. This time I got some body pieces for the Durango from Sarona. And if you're familiar with them, they make some really nice fiberglass pieces. So let me show you those. So I was able to pick up this diffuser and front splitter from a guy on the Durango forum that he had bought them and never used them. So when I got them, they were completely just the raw fiberglass with the coating on them. Put some light on it so maybe you can see a little bit better. I'll step back a little bit. But yeah, it's a diffuser, the exhaust cutouts, and then front lip there. Also picked up these fender flares, and I test fitted all these before I had them painted, so that I made sure, you know, wouldn't have any kind of screw ups and scratch the paint while we're trying to fit them. So I'm gonna go through the procedure of putting it all back on today. So on this splitter, you can see I took off the factory plastic piece that was right below the painted spoiler, and there's a lot of tabs that you got to take loose. Well, the good thing is these tabs, especially these ones on the top right here, that's where all the tabs on this new spoiler go in. And it's a really nice tight fit. It's really easy to put on, and all the tabs just line up. You slide it into place, and then I drilled holes in some of the tabs, and I just run some screws up through there to keep it from sliding back out. But it was almost a tight enough fit where you didn't really even have to put screws in it. All right, so I got the Durango up in the air, ready to put on the front spoiler. You can see where the old lip was underneath there. I got my jack and my jack stand up under there, safety first. All right, so I know this is kind of difficult to see up under here, but all the little tabs go right through the holes where the factory tabs were, like here and here. And then these up here, oh, wait a minute, right up here, right up here. Over here on this edge. So I'm just gonna run the screws right up through there and on the other side, and that'll be it for the installation. Just slide all the tabs in and secure it. All right, so the splitter's on. It took literally about 5 minutes to get it on since it was test fitted previously. But once you get the black plastic that's on there from the factory off, it takes hardly no time to put the splitter on. Sarona does a really good job of fitting it well. So that's that. I'm gonna move on to the fender flare. Since I got the front jacked up, I'm gonna start there. So here's one of the front fender flares, and it comes with some self-tapping screws, which they're kind of nice because they're the real flat ones, don't stick out or anything. But when you do this for the first time, when you're test fitting, you'll probably want to take your wheel off to make it easy to be able to get them even side to side and everything. So I've already got the holes already up in here where I did it previously. So I'm gonna get that on and show you what it looks like. All right, so I got one of the front ones on. And as you can see, it's, like I say, it's like a half fender flare. And just a few, like 5 screws holding it on. All right, so the same thing for the back. It's 5 screws that hold it on. And like I say, I've already pre-fitted it. So this will only take a few minutes to put this on. All right, guys, so the fender flares are on. Look pretty good. Like I say, these are just little mild half fender flares, which I kind of like. They look pretty good. And once I get everything done, I'll pull it out in the open where you can see the whole thing. Okay, so I've prepped the rear piece, the diffuser, by putting a strip of 3M double-sided adhesive on there. Unfortunately, that's the way the top has to be mounted. The bottom has holes for screws in a few different places. You can put some screws, but the top edge has to be either glued or taped together. So now I got to prep the bumper of the Durango. All right, so I'm just gonna wipe down this real good with alcohol, make sure there's nothing, no greasy areas, no dirt, anything like that. And I did just wash the vehicle as well, so. And also I'm gonna put some black out around these exhausts, so if there's any painted surface left, you're not gonna be able to see it. Okay, so I put some black vinyl around the exhaust tips there, and none of this is gonna be able to be seen except for just some the very edges around the exhaust. So I'm not really concerned that it looks a little ragged, but it's basically just to hide any paint that's left. You can cut those out if you want. Cut your exhaust cutouts out a little further so that they don't show at all. And this thing's even made to do a dual exhaust tip setup. You would have to cut around here all the way out, and then you could put dual tips side by side coming out of here. I'm not doing that. We need to get it pushed all the way up like this. And be lined up here. Well, we got to peel this tape off and do it. So that's the hard part. So start that and peel that tape there. Until I get it lined up before we stick anything. Okay, so after we got it stuck on the top, I went ahead and I put some fasteners in the bottom edge. And it lined up pretty good. So only thing I left to do, I'm gonna adjust the exhaust out a little bit further so the tips come out a little bit. Okay, so I've adjusted the exhaust out a little bit so that the tips come out a little bit further, about a ½ inch or so. And that's pretty much it. Now it's time for a look at everything. All right, here she is, boys, with the new Sarona front spoiler, fender flares, and rear diffuser. There you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section. Like it if you want to, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, I really don't care. So have a good one.